Tips for English Language Teachers, which is a program for teachers around the world to gain teaching tips from other experts around the world. And today we have Juan Carlos Domingez from la Universidad de Médica de Havana, the Medical University of Havana, Cuba, with us today. Gracias. Thank you for joining us, Juan Carlos.
Okay, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
So, Juan Carlos.
Thank you for inviting me to your podcast.
Yes, thank you so much for participating with us. Juan Carlos has a unique technique of integrating radio into the classroom to help communicative proficiency with his students. So he's going to talk to us. He has his own radio station here in Havana, Cuba, and he's going to share how teachers around the world and students around the world, from Florida, the United States, to London, anywhere else in the world, can call in and participate in his radio program. Can you share a little bit about the background of your radio and how you integrate this?
It's a very easy to follow way for improving English language abilities. We play original audio files for the listeners to get the idea of what we are talking about. We are now working with idioms, which are very peculiar and very tricky to understand. People try to translate in their original language, in this case Spanish, but that's impossible sometimes because you know that the components of the idiom you cannot translate them to get to the meaning of the idiom. So we work in a very easy and fun way so the listeners interact with us through the Facebook page, WhatsApp number, and phones on the radio station. The segment is basically based on working with music. We start having a conversation between the host of the program and me, the teacher in this case. We talk about the idiom that we are going to put in context. Listeners start to call us, suggesting what they think the idiom means. And then we play a mini dialogue using native speakers. Then we place an explanation using also original audio files. And finally we play a song where the idiom is used in context. It's very fun, it's very useful because we give opportunities for them to get to the meaning of the idiom in that case. So the interaction with the listeners, the host, and the teacher is very, very
practical.
Yeah, and we use them. We receive feedbacks from people in Florida, in England, in Scotland, in Latin America. They interact with us, and it's very fun. I learn with them, the suggestion, and the listeners also learn with us.
How frequently is your radio station program?
The program is the only one program in Cuba that broadcasts an hour and 30 minutes of Anglo-Saxon music in English.
Wow.
It's the only one. I'm the host on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And on
Twice a week?
Twice a week. And on Saturday, on Fridays, we have this segment that is called Scala English, playing with the name of the program, Scala Master, and the subject is Scala English. Very, very popular. Just to say that the ranking of the radio station has went up. We are in the third place of the schedule on the show. So we are doing well.
Yeah. What station is it? How can we listen from around the world?
And you can listen on the internet on 98.3 FM. Well, no, that is in a radio set. You can listen if you go to Radio Garden and you look for Radio Metropolitana Havana.
Okay, we will put that in our show notes for our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
And it's every Friday at what time?
Around 6:45 in the afternoon, Cuban time.
Okay, evening, which is also the same time in United States East Coast time, 6:45 p.m. in the evening on Fridays.
On Fridays.
And what do you do on Wednesday and Saturday?
On Wednesday we have a very, very nice, good, entertaining show because listeners call us and they ask for the songs they want to listen to. So on Wednesday we have a radio only for listeners to ask for the songs they want to listen. And on Saturday is most 8 and something. We play 3 segments with dedicated to a singer or a band. It's more formal, where we give details of singers or bands.
Is it all music in English?
In English, or on Saturday we have an intermediate segment with a Cuban singer or band.
We love Cuban music as well. Wonderful music.
You can listen to that.
That's fantastic. So for our listeners, they can call in on Wednesdays or Saturday?
Yeah. Well, on Saturday it's recorded.
Okay.
Usually recorded.
Okay.
But on Wednesday it's live on 98.3 FM.
And what time is that?
From 6 to 7:30 p.m.